What's up, everybody? I am back. It's me, Mateo, your commissioner. Let me just grab the microphone. I'm your commissioner, folks. Your commissioner of the Dynasty Fantasy Football League and your host of the Dynasty Fantasy Football Recap Championship Edition. Welcome back, guys. I know I missed last week. I'm sorry if I disappointed any of you, but guess what? You survived without me, and some of you didn't survive this week, because you got eliminated from the playoffs. Going right into some highlights here. In our first game up, we had Luis taking on. Oh, great. Now I'm on the wrong place. I had Luis taking on Alex the Shield. Luis doesn't give Alex a chance. 117-93 takes Alex and takes him out of the running for championship, puts Alex in the third place game. And in the same game, or in the same week, Johnny beats Blackbeard's Delight. So looks like it'll be Alex and Freddie for third place, and Luis and Johnny for all the marbles, man, for the championship. It is first place against second place. It hardly ever happens. It's really interesting to see. I think it's this second back-to-back of the year, or the first back-to-back of the year, where first place plays second place. So it's really interesting. Last year I was first place, and last place this year. Freddie ended up winning this year. It looks like he won't be repeating as champ. So this week, it's going to be Luis and Johnny going, toe-to-toe, head-to-head. And right now, I have to say, it looks like it's tipping in the way of Luis right now. Going to go through some head-to-head matchups here, and I'm going to tell you what I like. Right off the bat, so far, starting, and I don't see Johnny making too many moves going into this week, so his team is probably going to stay the same. Our quarterback matchups are Matt Ryan versus Andrew Luck. I like both of these matchups a lot, actually, and I think right now Andrew Luck is projected to get 26 fantasy points, Yahoo standard scoring. But I honestly don't see that happening. Actually, not Yahoo standard scoring, because I do adjust the TD points on QBs in our league, actually. If you play in any other league, QBs get you 4 touchdowns. When QB throws a pass, he gets 4 touchdowns, or 4 points for a touchdown. In ours, I keep it 6 because I feel it's only fair. But we've played with that for a long time. You guys probably never noticed. But so, in that case, I have Andrew Luck. I don't think he's going to get 26 points. Anytime anybody good plays the Dallas Cowboys, something weird happens, and they don't perform the way they should be performing. So we'll see what happens with Andrew Luck. I'm actually looking forward. This is going to be a really cool championship game. I'm rooting for both of you guys, actually. I can't root for anybody. I got to remain biased here, but this is going to be cool. This is it's projected to be a real close game. Our wide receiver matchups: Luis has Vincent Jackson. Forgive me, I don't know his name. K. Benjamin, and looks like Johnny has Odell Beckham Jr. and Antonio Brown. Right now, Johnny has the better receivers. Both projected to get well over 10 points. Both are projected to get 13 points each. So you got to look out there. I don't know if I'm cutting myself off for you guys, so I'm going to scoot back. And maybe that's a little bit better. A little bit better? Yeah. So on top of that, I think Luis is beating the receivers department. I could be wrong, though. In our running back department, we have Matt Forte and DeMarco Murray for Luis going up against Marshawn Lynch and Fred Jackson. As far as DeMarco Murray goes, I'm not too sure if he's even going to play it. He has a broken hand. He's having surgery on it. Hasn't been ruled out for this week. Nonetheless, even if he plays this week, I can't really depend on him to get you those points, just because it feels like it would be pretty hard to run with just one hand holding the ball and not blocking anybody, especially his injured hand, his broken hand is his left hand, which he doesn't really run the ball all that much to his left. So it's going to be really interesting to see how DeMarco Murray, if he plays. If not, you better put a claim in for his backup, which is Joseph Randall, Luis. That would be my advice to you. Pick up Joseph Randall just in case DeMarco Murray isn't ready to go. Because if Murray is good to go, you're going to start Murray. You're not going to wait till the end of the year not to start Murray. But we waited all this year for Murray to get injured. It finally happened, but it just happened at the worst possible time. So I'm sorry about that. Matt Forte had a not-so-great game this past week, got some garbage time points, but I feel like going up against that Detroit defense is going to be pretty tough for Matt Forte. But I think he'll get at least like 12, 13 points. He is projected to get 14 here, so he might still show up. Marshawn Lynch is going up against the Arizona defense, and to me, I feel the Arizona defense can probably hold him down to the ground. They're probably going to get beat in the wide receiver department as far as Arizona with Seattle. So I don't see Seattle having to run the ball that much. And if they do, it's going to be through Russell Wilson. I don't see Marshawn Lynch getting a ton of points here. So Yahoo also has him projected to get 11 points. Fred Jackson predicted to get 12 points against Oakland defense. But I probably see him getting 9, 10 points. Don't see it all too close. A little bit of a uneven matchup here in the tight end department. We have Jimmy Graham taking on Travis Kelce. Jimmy Graham on Johnny's team. He's got you beat on this one, Luis. I don't see Jimmy Graham not doing. I mean, he's going to do pretty well. They're going up against Atlanta. They're both playing for that division spot. Atlanta has to win this game, so I see a good shootout from both teams because both teams are just horrible on defense. And expect a high-scoring game in that one. So it could be a lot of points from Jimmy Graham. Sorry about that, Luis. You have Travis Kelce starting at the moment. You do have somebody on your bench, I believe, as far as you have Delaney Walker as your backup tight end. And he's playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if it's me being crazy or not, but I have Delaney Walker in my NFL.com league, and I'm actually starting him this week. I know it's Thursday. Thursday games are weird, but I think Delaney Walker could show up this week. I don't think it's a bad start. In your flex, you have Le'Veon Bell. I mean, your running backs are killing it, Luis. So if Murray is healthy and Le'Veon Bell is your flex, you're in good shape, man. Because Le'Veon Bell, I'm gonna say it now. I think Le'Veon Bell is like on a verge of like that #1 pick next year. He's just really dependable. You got him, and you're gonna play him. And I would say my top running backs would be Le'Veon Bell, DeMarco Murray, and Jamal Charles for next year. Top 3. T.Y. Hilton is in Johnny Flex's position. T.Y. Hilton, we're not too sure what's going on with him. I think there's a little bit of injury news. It looks like it's going to be good to go, but you might want to watch that injury report, Johnny. Don't want to give you guys too much advice against each other, but I feel like to balance out the playing field here. As far as kickers go, I know it's so exciting to talk about kickers, but you got Gutowski taking on Graham. Both projected to get 9 and 8 points. That's pretty good. As far as it goes, looks like I got Luis winning so far. But I think in the end, I think it's gonna be really close. It all really depends on DeMarco Murray. I think he's gonna make it or break it for Luis. So you better hope he plays Luis, because I think if he doesn't, you can. I want to say kiss your fantasy football championship hopes away, but Joseph Randle isn't DeMarco Murray. He's probably going to get 20 touches tops and maybe get you 80 yards, maybe a touchdown. Well, I'll have your fingers crossed for you, man. So good job to both teams. Starting defenses are Arizona for Luis and the Seattle defense for Johnny, which is very interesting because both teams are playing against each other. On your bench, Luis, you have Kansas City, and on Johnny's bench, he has the Baltimore defense, which I'm going to say, Johnny, maybe you should take a look at that Baltimore defense. I know it is Seattle and they're playing Arizona and they have no QB, so you could be set with the standard 10 points and maybe a few extra points added on. But if you're thinking about switching teams, actually Baltimore is projected to get more points at the moment. And they're playing against Houston. They're really only, I think, as far as player-wise, who's their QB for Houston? Exactly. Top player for them is probably Arian Foster, and then right behind him is DeAndre Hopkins. For Luis, he has a Kansas City, and they're taking on Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think Luis is going to start him just because he's so a Pittsburgh diehard fan. But I think this would be a good time probably to take a look at that Kansas City defense, even though they're playing against your favorite team, Luis. So I think that's a pretty good look at both teams going into the championship game. Looks pretty exciting. So remember to set those teams, pick those picks, because this week starts on Thursday once again. I thought we had some Saturday games, but I'm not too sure. As far as football pick'ems goes, I'm in the lead by 147 to 146. I finally overtook Alex, so I'm pretty proud of that. But anything can happen, especially next week, week 17, and going into the playoffs, which we do. On another side note, guys, I am doing the NFL Playoff Challenge on NFL.com League. I shared the link on the Dynasty Fantasy Football page on Facebook, so take a look on there. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Mateo83. Thanks for showing up again, guys. I'm sorry I missed last week, but I'm here right now. So till then, set those teams, pick those picks, and I'll see you right here next week on the championship edition of the recap.